Hello, welcome to another edition of the Royal Chat. I'm your host, Royal Majesty Funsho Timothy. Uh, Before I go with today's live chat, I want to thank all of you, everyone that is subscribed to our channel, liked the channel, share our channel, and even commented on our channel. I say thank you very much. Keep subscribing. We're going to do our best to give you the best video and the best topic that would serve all your interests. Today it's different topic entirely. And if you have been following my program, you probably heard about issues that I've talked about, issues about ladies and single mothers and all those kind of stuff. But today I want to talk about the man. What really impact the man in marriages? You know, this is the problem. I've talked about single mothers living homes, living marriages. Wonderful. Not that I advocate living marriages. I don't advocate people living marriages, but at least the man knows that they don't have a marriage anymore. But there's some women that just will not leave, but they will make the home miserable for this man. And in some cases, some of these men don't even know they're going through miserable marriages. They don't even know that their wife is giving them a hell of a time. To them, it's just keeping the sanity of home together. So if you're a man going through all these things, let me just tell you or tell you the signs to look for when you know that you're going through a crazy marriage or your wife is just taking you to what I call hell of a home. All right, number one, most of the time, most of the men that I have talked about that live here in the diaspora or somewhere else, most of them are people that are able to go back home to get wives. And what did they do mostly? They do drive Uber, taxi, Lyft, DoorDash. These are the jobs they do a lot because it's so flexible that they can drop the job and go back home and come back. And these are the jobs that train this woman to become who they are. But the moment they become somebody, oh my goodness, that is where the problem lies. Do you remember those days when you used to drive your Uber car and your spouse couldn't wait to get inside the car with you? Do you remember the time where you used to drive the taxi and that usually be the vehicle of the whole house and your wife will gladly sit in the front seat? That was then. That was then. But now, she will never sit in the front seat with you anymore. No, 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 no. And these are the typical things that she probably gonna tell you. Oh, I don't know who you have carried in that car, Jari. Maybe you've carried some Shewu or some all these people. I mean, that is a typical response from a spouse who believes she has a right. And then if you're a DoorDash driver, oh, that's even crazier because then she's gonna tell you, look, I don't want to get into the car that smells like food. Please go and park the car somewhere. I don't want to enter that car. That is the woman that didn't mind driving that car when she was going to school to become a professional. But now that she has become somebody, that car that drives DoorDash, that deliver food, no more. You can't get in that car anymore. And in most cases, this is what happens. If you drive a taxi or Uber, you don't want to even see the car around your house anymore. That car is a no go in that area because that's demeaning to the integrity of her home. I mean, she has a fancy house now, and that Uber, that car that belongs to a taxi company, does not belong in that house anymore. You got to pack it somewhere else. That is a sign that you know as a man you got a home that's going down the drain. Now, this is another part. That's another part. Usually, when you're a man that when you were driving your Uber or driving your taxi, or even I say you didn't even drive that anymore now. Okay, but now because she's now the breadwinner of the house, that's when the problem lies. If you want to invite your mother or your sibling to the house, you got to take some permission from her because she's gonna let you know. Listen, I'm the owner of the house now, and you cannot bring anybody in this house until I say so. As a matter of fact, she probably remind you of, oh, the last time your mother came, guess how long she stayed? She stayed too long. She can't be coming again. She has to give us time, and moreover, she can only stay for 3 weeks or more or less. Last time she came, and this is the same wife that will let a mom or parents stay there for years or even longer. That is the wife. That's the home that you know is going somewhere or is going down the drain eventually. Now the third one, usually when you are married, I mean, we men we kind of get lazy a little bit. We lose a lot. We get fat. We get big tummy. We get all this kind of stuff. So it's hard for us to keep up with the ship. I'm keeping ship, you know. And she doesn't mind the time. She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind that you're fat. She doesn't mind you're big. You have big tummy. But now, when she now feels that she has arrived, or she want to leave, or she's gonna give a hell of a marriage, that's when she dictates what happened when it comes to your love affairs. First of all, your tummy is too big. Hmm, that's a problem. This is tummy that wasn't too big 2 years ago, 4 years ago, but now the tummy is too big. And then, of course, you need to go take a shower. That's something that just came from nowhere. And then, well, let me just say this. Let you remind you the last time you started, if you didn't finish what you started. You remember what, don't start what you can't finish. You know that, right? You know what I mean? I mean, you started a journey and you can't finish that journey. And we know as men, sex is about psychological. If you don't have the feeling in your mind, or if you've been really been put down before you even start the journey, you're gonna die halfway. You're gonna just quit halfway. This is what happens to you, to most men, when you've been barraged or barraged by your wife, that you couldn't do anything anymore. You couldn't perform well. Now you can finish what you started, so you can come. And okay, say she all allows you to now make love to her. I'm sure some of you have seen the log of wood before, right? Well, this is what happens. If you ever seen the log of wood and the woman who's disinterested in making love to you, I guess you should just take a log of wood and just forget about that woman. Because it's better for you to make love to a log of wood than to have a woman who's disinterested in you or decided making love to you. That is just the point. Now, number three or number four. Now, if you ever go into parties occasion before, before she became who she is now, right? Any party, any occasion that you guys go to, you gotta go together. Church in the same car, mosque, let's go. But as soon as she knows that she's in charge of the house, look, look. If you're lucky, she calls you on it. You're even nice because she's not calling you on anymore. Baby is out of the window in the first place. It's now your first name or nothing else. Meet me at the church. Meet me at the mosque. The party, no, they didn't invite you. I'm going alone, or I'm going along with the kids. If you want to come and join us. That is the typical response of most women when they know that they're gonna frustrate the life in a woman. And of course, the other one is this: if you're a man who's not really making enough money in the house, you know that that's another problem you're gonna have. The food in the house. Who makes the food? Before she became who she is now, she used to make your breakfast. Well, we know how America. I believe in diaspora can be sometimes. You can, breakfast maybe you don't make it because you go to work, but at least dinner has to be made. You know when you come home in the evening, dinner will be ready for you. But you come home, you make your dinner. You come home, you can make your lunch, and if she gonna cook, well, maybe she cooks when she knows the kids have to eat, and for some reason you gotta be part of the whole house, so she makes her own food. That is the woman that's telling you, honey, find your way out because I'm not interested in this marriage anymore. And in most cases, these people don't leave these marriages. They don't leave. They're just gonna frustrate your life. They're gonna make your life miserable. They're gonna make your life live in hell. Now, the other one is when look, we know when you live in the diaspora, even when you get married. We put on a little extra pounds, and some of us, for some reason, we don't gain weight. That's just what it is. You can be married for 20, 30 years, and you will never put an extra pound on. And some before you even have them, before your marriage goes about 3, 4 years, you double your size. You're big, you're heavy, you're stocky, and that's how it is in most marriages. But if you're unfortunate to be the one that's not really one that gain weight during marriage, and your wife is the heavy one, you are in trouble because she's gonna make sure that when you go in the bedroom with her every night, that AC is blasting. That AC is blasting and the fan is still running. So if you don't can't handle the cold, get out of the house. Get out of the room. That's how it works. If you cannot stand the cold or the fan and the AC blasting, well, you know what you're gonna do. Leave the house. Leave the room and go somewhere else. Leave the room and go to the living room. Leave the bedroom and go to stay with your kids' room. And let's just reverse the case a little bit. Say she's the one that's not big and you're the one that's, on the big side, on the plus side. Well, you need AC and a fan to blow you, right? No, not with her. Because as soon as she knows that you're going to turn the AC on, she turns it off. I'm too cold. Why don't you go to the living room and sleep there because I'm cold in my room? These are the signs that you have to look for as a man. And it's not even a question anymore that when you see these signs, you know that your marriage is not going well and you need to change or you need to work on it. And now I've talked about things that we can do, things that you notice in the marriages that work out for you, things that as a man that you probably seen it, but you're not really sure if really is a bad omen or is a bad sign that your wife is leaving you, but you just feel like okay, maybe she just having a bad day or bad months or bad years, but she gonna get over it. But alas, she won't get over it. So my suggestion to most of you that if you feel that you don't want to lose your marriage and you feel like okay, my marriage is worse than me being separate, I don't want to lose my marriage because my kids are important to me. Well, this is my suggestion to you. First of all, if you ever see this happen in your home, you need to sit down with your wife. Make sure that you discuss these problems and these issues with her. Sometimes this can resolve some of the problem. I mean, if the wife has not left yet, she can listen to you and she can understand and maybe she will tell you what her mind is and then you can start from there. Number two, most often when things happen this way, you'll notice that because the man, for some reason not pulling their weight or they're not financially up to the level the woman is. So what you're gonna have to do is as a man, you probably need to go back to school, change your career, stop driving Uber, and if you have to drive Uber, find something else alternative to add to it to make your income more compatible to that your spouse. Or let us see that you're making progress in your home, because with that those things, you're gonna find it hard to convince her to either stay in a marriage or even not give you any business space in the house. Number three, well, usually when you see this happens, you can go to counseling, you can go to therapy, you can go somewhere or talk to some elders. I don't know about elders because some elders are so biased. I've had mothers-in-law that will side their kids, their daughters, and I've seen fathers-in-law that would just say, you know what, don't listen to your wife. She can't be your boss. So you just have to find a neutral party that's going to listen to you and maybe talk to your wife, make you realize that marital marriage is important to you, and the institution marriage and the kids also are important to you, both for you, and losing out either one will not be to the benefits of the kids. So that is one of them. And of course, I talk about therapy. Therapy is important. You need to work on those things because find a suitable party, find someone you can talk to that can change, that can make you feel that your marriage is worth the time. And whatever your wife may have felt in her mind that things that she thinks that, okay, my husband needs to know this is why I'm misbehaving, this is why I don't give him the feeling of love and attention at home. This is what I'm really going through. Can he change? Can they become a better person? So these are the things that I feel like that some of our men needs to really look out for in their marriages for them to have a better home. Because without those things, yes, you're in a marriage, but then you're living in a misery. You're living in trauma. You're living in a crazy situation, and it's just a matter of time before you start to lose your sanity, and you don't want that to happen to you. So for a man out there, you just have to open your eyes and be smart. Understand that in as much as you love your spouse, loving yourself and understanding what you need to do to make yourself better is important because but when you I always say this to every man out there, when you add value to yourself, definitely it will bring some little respect for you and bring some sense of appreciation for you. And let's not forget also, in the course of the fact that most marriage, most that wives um, giving this subtle signs to the spouse to the husband, you know, the word respect comes in because most of the time when your wife don't give you the respect home, it means that you've lost it. And that is something that when you lost respect to your wife, to get it back, it's gonna be a whole lot of struggle. I mean, it's easy to give you respect when you get married to your wife. You know that you're gonna get it because it's automatic. But if you lose it, you're gonna hand it. I mean, handing back respect from a woman that you've lost it to will be hard, but it's not impossible. It's not something you cannot do. But I know that with what I've just laid down, what I've just said a few minutes ago, you can get that respect back if you really want to. But you got to work hard. You got to work hard at it to make sure that your lady knows that you're doing the best you can to handle it. So these are the signs that I'm hoping that all of the men out there can see. If you feel that there's other things that you want to talk about, there's other things that's bothering your mind, there's other things that you feel I didn't mention in this program, you can feel free to inbox me and comment on my comment box, and I'm definitely going to look into it. And maybe in my next topic, I can bring it up again and talk about it. But without that, I think that all men, we all have to put our heads together and do the right thing to save our home and save our marriages, because it's very, very important that the institution of marriage has to be saved. It's an important part of our life, and don't let your lady or your is doing to you now be the reason why you get discouraged. Marriage is sweet, marriage is wonderful. You just have to do your part well enough to make it better. I mean, yes, ladies can be quite frustrating. They can be a little bit on the. They can show a sign of not liking the situation they are at that particular time, but it doesn't mean that things cannot get better. If only we as men can look at a mirror sometimes and change ourselves. And I mentioned also about the fact that when the issue of sex come in, when the issue of love making comes in, I have noticed that some of our men, during the course of marriage, also don't take care of themselves. I mean, look, guys, it's one thing to be married. It's another thing to take care of yourself. Don't be a lazy couch potato and just be lousy out there. Don't get fat. Don't get big tummy. Don't let your tummy rival your wife's tummy. I mean, it's one thing for your wife to be pregnant, but if you have a tummy as big as a wife 9 months pregnancy, then something's wrong somewhere. And so don't complain about lack of sex with your wife. Don't complain about lack of love making with your wife. Don't complain about the fact that she's complaining that you don't stay too long or you're not being productive sexually. Look at the mirror. Look at yourself. Tell yourself you need to make a change. That tummy needs to go down. I mean, I know for a fact that having a big tummy is not easy. I mean, getting tummy and losing tummy fat is the most difficult fat to lose in any man. But if you want to sustain your marriage, if you want to keep your marriage and keep the sanity of your marriage, if you want to make your wife happy when it comes to making love to your wife, lose that gut belly, lose that gut fat, and you will see that she will love you more. I mean, I know that alone does not sustain marriage, but that will help you. Of course, with the addition of you becoming financially stable, you can see that when you had that fitness and looking good for your wife, I mean, not just for your wife, looking good for yourself, you have added another dimension to your life, to your marriage, and that alone can make you a better husband, of course, a lover, and of course, a better father to the kids. And and let me also remind you all guys too. I mean, I brought up the issue of this stomach thing because you remember those days when you used to be the man. I mean, come on. Forget about the fact that things are wrong, things are hard these days. Forget about the fact that things are hard, things are not what you used to be before. But then when you was newlywed, you were like, the man. I mean, I remember the song they used to sing to your wife then, all night long. Sexual healing. I mean, those are the songs that defines you as a man then. But why not now? So if your wife is complaining about those things, in addition to things I mentioned earlier on, just remember, back in the day, you can be better off. You will better off. You can change that part of your life to become a better person. You just have to work hard at it. It doesn't come easy, but you can change your life to become better. Make your wife happy, and things will go right in your home. And there's no doubt in my mind that if you follow those things that I mentioned today, if you go by what I've laid down and follow them to the T, um, whatever's going wrong in your home, we're definitely gonna turn around and become better. I mean, look, marriage is not a bed of roses. We know that, but does not mean that because your wife is unhappy today, that she can be happy. She won't be happy tomorrow. You just have to work hard as a man, and whatever she don't like about you, whatever she don't want about you, change it for the better. Make yourself better. Make your wife happy, and you're gonna be a wonderful man, and you're gonna have a happy and blessed marriage together. So this is my point to you guys this evening. I hope that everyone listening to me will understand this. That it takes two to make home work better, and if your wife is unhappy, try all you can to make her happy. Whatever's going on with her, do your best to make her be the best lady, the best wife, the best mother in the world, and you, the man, gonna be the happiest man in the world. Till next time, and oh, let me just remind you guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, if you have not been sharing videos, I encourage you all to go ahead, please share our videos, subscribe to our channel because we love people to hear us talk. We love to people to see what we're doing because we want to serve the interest of the public. And you, my man, you, the lady out there, you, the young man, we are rooting for you to do well. Till next time, American, peace.